everyone, I'm Josie Kohler. We're kicking off Valentine's Day weekend 2015 here at the new location for Blue Marlin Jewelry, situated at 81.5 Oceanside. We're going inside the new building where the world-renowned artist Pasta is unveiling a fabulous sculpture. Mondo, this is one of the finest, luxurious stores that you can find in the Florida Keys. How does this sculpture really add to the shopping and browsing experience?
Well, Pasta, we have to go back about 6 months or so. I said to Pasta, I want to do something in my back wall. Would you do it for me? Because I like being different and unique, you know, I don't like having the same thing, you know, just my logo there. No, I wanted something really cool. And Pasta says, I've got it. I know what I need to do. That was 6 months ago. So he's been working on this thing, and then this is what we've got. This is probably 90% complete. We're going to put some water waves into it, and that's it. I just love it. I love the whole different and unique thing. And if you start outside and you see, hey, how's it going? You see my sign that's outside on the building. Stainless steel, backlit. As you come in, you see my chandelier, stainless steel, aluminum, high polished, and matte. And then you come into this and it just all ties itself in. So it's all about the luxury. This is one of a kind. 6 months in the making.
Tell me about the ambience that this will add to the experience when people from out of state, out of the country, and different parts of the world are coming here for an experience, for a shopping experience.
Well, it just kind of draws it all in. You know, I've got that big, beautiful Rolex area. I've got all these other designers. And then when they see this, it's like, wow, this is cool. You don't see a store like this in the Keys pop up all the time. I like to consider myself the new gem of Islamorada.
Well, perfect. And when it comes to jewelry and art, I would say that it's an investment.
Absolutely. It is an investment. If you buy jewelry from a designer, it only appreciates in value. It doesn't depreciate in value. This is totally amazing. This will really appreciate in value.
How does your new location here at mile marker 81.5 Oceanside contribute to this art corridor here in Islamorada?
Well, it's been a big labor of love. I had to put a lot of money into this old building. If you'd have seen it before, it was falling apart, full of termites, the roof was leaking. It was horrible. We had to knock 90% of it down and start anew. And it just grew, you know, the more I did, the more I wanted to do. And that includes all the landscaping outside and all the lighting that I've done, and my courtyard with Pasta. It just all ties itself together, you know, and it's a beautiful area to be. I'm in my own standalone building now, and I'm with all the other artists in the area. I'm not an artist, but I've got a beautiful store.
Well, we're on a remote tropical island. We have fine dining at our fingertips.
Yes, we do.
We have fine art, luxurious and the finest jewelry that you can find in the nation. Are there any elements that are missing?
You know, happiness. Everybody has to find their happiness. So when they come here, they just kind of find it. You know, this is Blue Marlin Jewelry is no hassle shopping. You come in here, and that's the first thing we tell you. We're here to help you. Oh, I'm just looking. No problem. Take your time. This is no hassle shopping. We want you to be happy. I'd rather you not buy anything than for you to be upset about you bought something and you kind of regretting it. No, you come in here and you never regret it. You never regret it. I'm happy to be in this beautiful art district, and I've got great neighbors, and we've really been accepted by everybody around us, and it's just fun. It's, you know, it's the whole experience has been fun. You know, that's it. I love what I do.
We're here at mile marker 81.5 Oceanside in Islamorada, the historic art district. And right now we are at the signature gallery of Roberto Pasta Pantaleo, known to everyone in the tropics as Pasta. We've just seen a new metal sculpture that's been unveiled at his neighbor, Blue Marlin Jewelry. Pasta, it's an absolutely stunning piece.
Thank you very much. It's a one-off piece that we built for Blue Marlin Jewelry. I don't do a lot of sculptures, mostly painting, you know. And we built that out of hammered aluminum and copper and a lot of chiseling and welding. So it was fun.
Well, with the name Blue Marlin Jewelry, at least you had a direction of where you were going to go with the sculpture.
From day one, it was going to be the Blue Marlin piece for the neighborhood and for his new palace he built in the really cornerstone of the art district now.
Well, we're in your gallery, your signature gallery, and we're surrounded by oil paintings that you've created. Why did you choose to do a metal sculpture versus doing an oil painting?
I came from a background of kind of a monster garage kid with cars and motorcycles and vans, and my sea life world has taken over the last 20 years. But I kind of go back to my roots every once in a while, and I like to build very organic pieces, so I wanted the fish to have a little bit of a hot rod look to it, and the metal, the organic metal, the grinding, the pounding of the metal. It's almost like building a gas tank of a motorcycle, you know, but the shape of the fish, something I'm in tune with, and that's something that'll never leave me. I love game fish, sea life, and I just get off on the physicality of metal work. And as I get a little older, I realize it's just another medium that I'm just starting to really grow in, you know.
And there is some aquamarine, topaz type metal that has been intertwined into the silver.
Right.
Describe that.
Yeah,
Describe
I've chiseled and ground the metal, and then I patinaed the metal to let the grind show through. And I like to show the work, kind of like the paintings. If you see the brush strokes, I like to show the work. So I patinaed it. I wanted to go with a light cobalt in the middle with just an ice blue shadow on the top of the fish. But I wanted to retain all the metal finishes. Was
there anything that you used to reference for inspiration?
You know, this many years now, thank somebody in my little brain here that all kind of lives up there. Thank God, because I'm the kind of guy that sees shapes first, and shapes in my head seem to never photographic for shapes. So when I see a Blue Marlin, and I do a lot of research, but mostly when I get the metal, it's pretty much a big flat piece of aluminum, and I just take a Sharpie. I call it a magic marker, and the young kids don't know what a magic marker is, so they call it a Sharpie, right? It's their magic marker then.
Right.
Anyway, I scribe the thing out, we plasma cut it, and then we start pounding it on a sandbag and a dead blow hammer. And I'm just taking a piece of metal, and I'm basically filming it like they did 1,000 years ago. And until you stand it up and you look at it, it needs more bend, and you keep banging it, and you look at it, it needs more bend, and you just keep pounding it. And it takes shape, and it comes alive before you.
Well, you go into Blue Marlin Jewelry, you can buy a presidential Rolex anywhere from $15,000 to $27,000. And up. So if we were to price this unique, one-of-a-kind Blue Marlin metal sculpture, is it going to be right up there with a high-end Rolex?
It is. It's all that more, because we're only going to make one of those, and I'm going to may do one sculpture a year if I'm lucky. With my workload and the commissions I have available to me to go and do the metal work, I do it for a very personal project. You know, I did the first one for the Guy Harvey Resort.
Okay.
And I did a 247-pound tarpon leaping out of the water, and that was a true scale fish. My first sculpture. I try to keep it monumental and in the public eye. I really don't want to get into commercially building sculptures. That was I knew where it was going to live. If I know where it's going to live and I believe where it's going to live, as far as the community goes, I want to do it.
Okay.
That's my first drive. The financial is a second, because I make my living in this part of the art world. But as far as sculptures go, if I know that everybody's going to admire it, it's going to be for a great person, a great client, and it's going to work for everybody and not be locked up in a home that nobody sees. So that's why I pick about 2 or 3 a year.
Right. I don't think anyone can argue that Blue Marlin Jewelry doesn't belong here in this fine dining and art district that we have on this tropical island paradise.
Yeah, no pun intended, but they are the jewel of the street. Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
What's next? What's next for me is getting back to the commission work at hand that I have to do on my painting level. I'm doing a big exhibit for Sotheby's, Last year, the exhibit was coined My Life in the Abstract, and this year is called My Life in the Mangroves. So I'm producing a series of mangrove paintings in all different styles, from pop art, black and white, full color, impasto, palette knife, and I do an exhibit once a year. And I always try to come out of my shell on the exhibit and experiment, kind of like the sculpture. And that's on my docket right now. That's what I got to get to work on pretty much tomorrow morning. Keep going on that. That's going to be, I think, mid-April, and hangs for 3 months at Sotheby's.
Well, Pasta, you certainly have a gift, and the island is truly blessed to have you with your art. It is to be treasured, and this has been very insightful to learn about your work, and I think it's going to add to the experience that people want to go in and have when they shop at Blue Marlin Jewelry.
Thank you very much. That's part of the plan, is for the experience of the general public and the great people, and I'll keep creating. I mean, this place needs me and I need it. It's kind of a symbiotic relationship here in the Keys.
We set out to ride, to bid our wits against the southern mile, to try our luck and hug it when we're blind. We're so lucky, so lucky, so lucky. We'll set out.
I'm Josie Kohler. Thanks so much for being with us here as we witness the unveiling of Pasta's original Blue Marlin metal sculpture here at the new location of Blue Marlin Jewelry. Both the studio and jewelry store are located at mile marker 81.5 Oceanside here in the Florida Keys, island of Islamorada. We've had a wonderful time showcasing the fine jewelry and fine art of the Islamorada Fine Arts District. You enjoy your Valentine's Day 2015. We hope you've had as good a time as we have. Enjoy your visit, and we hope to see you again soon.
Bid our wits against the southern mile, to try our luck and hug it when we're blind. We're so lucky, so lucky, so lucky. We'll set out to find where sleeping dogs will lie if they're so inclined.